Good evening, welcome, and thank you for joining us. This is Farm Drive, and my name is Gyoshe Mbogwa. Welcome for a time of fun and a time to learn and a time to explore, a time to ensure that the voice of the farmer has been heard all over, and especially the voice of the African farmer. And I'm joined by my co-host, Karibu Sana.
Thanks.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Always here. We'll always be here every Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. exclusive to Farmers Media Farm Drive Show right on air. And if you've always been here, you'll notice some changes on someone's face. I don't want to comment, but if you're keen enough, you can notice something missing, something absent, something new.
You know the case of the president. You guys have seen?
Yeah.
The case of the president. Yeah, he's glowing. I think when you become a president, that's what she's trying to say, that,
No, really.
Faces change when you become the president of the republic. You know?
So what are you trying to insinuate?
I'm just trying to say, it's good to have you on the show.
Okay, let's assume he didn't hear that. Anyway, we good. Hope we're doing good. No, I'm just trying to, bring something out, something that most people don't notice. And I want to tell you this, that I noticed the slightest change. The untold slightest change. I notice.
Where should we stay? Where we are or where we were before?
Change is inevitable, so you change.
I accept.
Anytime, whenever you want. Just do it.
I accept change.
Make sure you follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook at Farmers Media, Twitter at @farmers_, and TikTok at @farmers. And don't forget to visit our website, at www.afarmers.com, and let the conversation, flow. In case you have any question, any inquiries, anything you want to learn about, we are here for you to give you everything exclusively.
Yes.
Right here.
Push that comment. Let's ensure the conversation about the African farmer, African product is heard all over. Now, we are back to fuel subsidies. I mean, a lot is happening. It's part of the country's growth. That's what they say.
Yeah, I remember. Was it last year, or it was at the beginning of the year when the president made changes, a lot of them, when it comes to subsidies. Now, for the sad news about farmers, you don't know what to expect in terms of fertilizer, because NCPB has just put on hold fertilizers, apparently, and they're not selling, they're not releasing, they are waiting for the prices.
For the prices, the revised prices?
Yeah, they're waiting for the price so that they can sell. So we are not sure what's going to be the outcome. Maybe it's going to shoot high, or maybe, I don't know what to expect, but you're still following up on that, and we'll give you the feedback of the prices. And on the other hand, APRA hasn't reviewed anything. Every 15th of the month, APRA usually review the fuel prices and be like, now from this day, the prices has changed, despite the bill being, the courts didn't appeal it, so the prices are still high.
I'm asking myself this question. What happens to the whole fuel industry when we transition from fuel to solar? I mean, the other day the president was launching,
electric motorcycles and all that. So I feel like even electricity itself needs fuel.
Okay.
At some point during the production and all that, it needs fuel. So if Um, the only one that maybe is it the atomic? Is it the atomic energy or what is it
That
called?
does not require
Like
there is wind, there is atomic, there is wind.
yeah. So I think that is the only one which is so reliable that when it's produced and distributed, there'll be no issues.
So does that mean there is a statement you made yesterday that as we advance with technology, we were talking about technology as far as farming is considered. When we continue advancing in technology, labor becomes unnecessary.
Like human.
Yes, human labor.
Yeah.
So that simply means not only in farming but in any other industry, as long as it's under the sun, technology is coming in.
Yeah.
And I think human labor is being shed off slowly.
Yeah, it is. So
So where do we go?
Okay, I don't know. We just wait. We accepted to change. We accepted to transition. And we have accepted to adapt to the changes, to the evolvement, to the new tech. Now let's see where it's headed.
Yeah,
let's see where we are heading to.
I'm ready for the new ride. I just told you I can't. I'm just waiting to see what technology will have done in the next 10 years. I am waiting.
Personally, I'm just saying a lot. But when you speak of motorcades, there are a lot of vehicles nowadays, even in our country, that are run by electric. Yeah, and they really like them.
Any advantage of the fuel ones?
Non-fuel or the electrical one?
The electrical one.
The advantage is it's environmental friendly because it doesn't emit any gas.
Okay.
That's number one. I think that's the key as far as because the environment is concerned. That one is safe. That's number one. I think the other one, pollution. When it comes to noise pollution, it doesn't produce it's not noisy as the diesel or petrol vehicles are. Yeah.
Wow.
Even the motorbikes, the electrical one.
No, I've not seen one.
You've not?
I've not seen one.
What are you saying? Tembea Gigi.
You've come across one?
Not one or two. Several.
Okay. So they were given out or
people purchase.
Okay.
And have you seen the other one which uses gas?
No, I'm just hearing of what probably I've
even we have a gas station. Apparently, we used to see in movies. You need to fill gas, not petrol. You're wondering, gas, not petrol. Yeah, we have gas stations for these vehicles that consume gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one. But maybe I've not come across some of these machines.
But
I need to work with you.
Okay, I'm the plug.
Besides you.
Yeah, I'm the plug. I'm the master. And also, if you are planning, I feel like there's a conversation I overheard of some 2-3 people. They were just conversing in a garage, and they were like, if you want to change your vehicle from the fuel side to the electrical side, the gas side, it's possible.
You can adjust.
They can do it.
How safe and how...
I prefer electrical. Personally.
Why?
Because I can charge. It's cost friendly because I can charge it from my home. Okay. I'm powered, I have electricity, I can just charge it. But the only disadvantage here is maybe when you're traveling for long distance, you need a backup. So definitely, but at least it has let's say it's been approximated that if you charge to this point, you're going to travel a certain amount of miles or kilometers. So you should be prepared where you are headed to. You have to get to a station somewhere and recharge.
I think it's the same as fuel because if you want to get to Mombasa, this is the number of liters you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the same, but I think it's cost friendly. But about safety,
Safety, what do you mean?
In terms of anything that involves you traveling that car and
it's just a normal car. The only difference is, or you fear being electrocuted.
Yeah.
That's what is in your mind. Oh, come on. Come on.
That's what I'm saying in terms of safety. I know even the diesel and the other
it's like your phone.
They are also
it's like your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You've charged it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been electrocuted with your phone?
Once.
With the phone, without being connected to any electric?
Yes.
How?
The phone was old.
And stop at that. It was old. Wow.
So
Mm-hmm.
There's some way you could see the inner parts, but
no, that one was beyond repair, and you could just find some new one and stop using it.
And
anyway, that was upon you. There's this concerning out this topic and how we're going to discuss it. I just came across like from where, as I was reading and going through, there these 12 counties that have let me quote, Miss Chepkonga has just said that Baringo County, God, will be at the forefront in adoption of GMO maize and other crops because the court case, GMO is prohibited in our country. Because she said once the court case has finished, and they'll start cultivating and importation of these crops. So there are 12 counties that are they want to embrace the GMO.
And I think that is part of what we are discussing. And we have had this discussion, I think, before.
Mm-hmm.
And we are having it today.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be even a good moment for us to think around it and get the wisdom in it.
Mm-hmm.
And even to understand how we go through it. And today we are talking about food labeling and certification.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As a farmer, as you're producing your crops, as we are adding value, you're going for your own shopping, you want to get something and take home, as you're shopping, we are talking about the labeling that is done on these packaged items, or even when you're packaging them. And you're talking about certification.
Yeah.
Okay. Just from the word certificate. And
certified.
Yes. It's a process of this is performed by a third party. This is a party other than the producer, the consumer. And he verifies that whatever is in question has met the standards, has gone through the rightful processes, and it's clean for human consumption.
Yeah.
With no side effects. Yes. We have the issue of labeling. This is a method of providing the information about the ingredients. Most of the times when we went for shopping, I would see my mother looking at if it's bread. There are some things you're looking. If it's soda, what is it? What are the
the ingredients?
Yes, the ingredients.
You don't check.
Most of the times, I think. Most of the times I don't. There are times I do, and it depends with what you're buying.
Okay, let's say for instance, if it's a normal thing you're used to, definitely. Okay, soft drinks you don't check.
You just speak and you're gone.
We're different. I have to check. Personally, I'll go through.
You don't check.
Yeah, what did I check? Unless it's something I've been using for quite some time, and it hasn't changed the packaging, it's still the same.
An example?
Salt. Sugar, maybe sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe some flour.
Okay.
Some flour, depending with what. But almost everything.
So you
I take time when I go to shopping, maybe in the supermarket. I pick a product, look at it, look at the ingredients, and since I have a lot of experience, I have some allergic reactions. I have to make sure whatever I'm going to purchase is not going to have any effect on my side. So I make sure.
So what do you check exactly? A good example is soft drinks. What do you check on soft drinks?
Okay, personally, I rarely take soft drinks because of acidity levels.
Okay.
So, and because it has gas, so we don't get along. So I don't take.
Because I am telling you the truth, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Personally, I established my reactions where they come from. In case I consume something with a certain in case that product has something that I'm allergic to, something that I can react towards, I have I've mastered them. So I know if I see a certain ingredient in something, I can't take that.
Right. Okay. So we are talking about the whole issue of certifying products and
labeling.
Yes. Everything we consume.
Yeah.
What the whole issue about certifying and labeling, especially in our country. There are many I think cost of importances that why we should even consider the whole issue of certifying and labeling, because the whole issue of these two functions is to provide quality, so that there is nothing that is substandard.
Yeah.
If it's a service, if it's a good, it's quality. It's safe.
Yeah, safety first.
Yes, it's safe for a consumer and what you're consuming, and the whole issue and any other attribute. Most of the times I was going to purchase, and then you're like, phosphate is an ingredient in this thing, and you're like, what is phosphate?
That is the nutritional, the nutritional information that you have to be keen, because if I react towards maybe phosphorus or sodium, definitely have to cut. You have to check what is the percentage. If you react towards cholesterol while buying cooking oil, definitely you have to check what is the percentage of cholesterol in this cooking oil. If it's high, definitely you have to look for something that is low or zero cholesterol.
Because I think we agree knowing that the only thing you check is the manufactured date.
No, the expiry date.
Those are the only two things that are Kosawa.
It's nice. You just pick and go. Actually, I see a lot of people are never keen.
True.
Yeah, a lot of them are not keen.
Of that.
Yeah, because I'll check if this product, maybe when it comes to food stuff, this one that maybe they're being cooked, packed, for instance, bread, cakes, biscuits, I have to check. I'm buying it. When was it manufactured? If it was maybe a day before yesterday, I won't buy that one.
If it was a day before yesterday?
Yeah, I won't buy that one. A day before yesterday was Sunday, so I won't buy that one. If it was for yesterday, I can consider yesterday and today, because this one is a bit fresh. Yeah, so I'll take that one and make sure I eat between 2 days. Later than that, I can't.
So, what about this is a question I will ask, because this goes to individuals who have allergies. The individuals who have no allergy at all, they take anything, and and their bodies don't react. So I think most of us, we tend to skip the whole process of certifying and looking if the whole issue of expiry date and ingredients, the whole thing. So does it apply to individuals who only know they have an allergy for something, or does it apply to everyone?
Okay, I bet it should be applying to everyone, because first of all, the quality, the safety, and the nutrition value, it's all round.
Okay.
To everyone. So I prefer everyone to be checking, and if you know you have any issues, maybe the allergens, you need to establish, because personally there are some things I don't. Okay, like maybe let's say the food stuff, maybe the packed ones that has high fat content or protein contents, I won't take. I tend to not.
Probably a good example of such.
Okay, because I don't consume eggs, most of the products, the cakes, most are made out of eggs.
Yes.
So it's rarely you find me buying cakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see, once you've established that and you find the cake, they have written the ingredients, contains sugar, eggs, or blah blah blah. Now this one, it's not fit for me. Yeah.
It's no goes on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how you establish. And identifying your allergy comes from you knowing what you eat. If you eat something and it reacts, definitely you're allergic to it and you should avoid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of what we are going to discuss in our first segment is the importance of the whole issue of labeling and certification, especially to the consumer. And what should you be looking at when you are shopping, so that you don't only look at the whole issue of the manufacture date and the expiry date. What are some of the importances that the whole issue of certifying, that the reason why the governments will continue empowering the organizations that are mandatory, the whole process. Why is it important to the consumer themselves?
Okay, first of all, the transparency in the information. This is whereby the food labeling gives the consumers, there's that transparency created whereby you have the information about the product you're purchasing, and once you have it, there's that trust that you build, okay, this food contains of this ingredient, these are the the nutritional content, the potential allergens, there's those which are stated, the allergens, this is what it is, and also additives or preservatives. Some of us don't use additives. There are some of those which you don't,
or whatever you said.
Yeah. Yeah, the additives, the preservatives, maybe there's a way they react with the body and all that. So if you don't label properly, and the consumer is left in the dark side of which you don't know, that's why I avoid most of the time buying something that is not well labeled and doesn't have detailed information about itself. I avoid. So what if you haven't labeled this product carefully or not well labeled? I buy it, and for instance, it has the additives or the preservatives or the allergens that I'm reactive to.
Oh, and I did not.
And you didn't label.
Oh, I lied.
Now, no, not you lied. You didn't include every detail that is supposed to be there. It will affect me, and at the end of the day, I'm going to sue the company.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
yeah, it's suable.
Yes.
You can sue it. Yeah, so you are advised most of the time, some can cause the health implications, and you're advised always to name or label your products carefully and make sure, just be transparent, be open, give the information. Not all people will like your product, not all people will consume it, but there's some of them who will. So make sure you be as open as possible, as transparent as possible, so that people get to,
So we require truthful information.
Yeah.
When you are doing the labeling. Okay. You tell us everything that is a component of your product.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one is the goodness, or the reason why we do food labeling is because we're trying to do the allergen management, like allergy management, whereby food labeling helps individuals with food allergies and intolerance, whereby, yeah, to, like, if you have allergies, you have to make a safe choice, because sometimes
You don't take anything.
maybe you don't take something like a component or an ingredient in that product. So you should put accurate allergen information on the labels, and this allows customers to be like, oh, I can identify. You can identify and be like, now I'm allergic to this, so I have to avoid this.
So you can put a precaution of if those who are allergic to preservatives.
Yeah, like the allergens, you list them.
Okay.
Like there's a way you list them. Like, if you list them, definitely if you are allergic to something, you're aware
Yes.
of your allergy type and what you're allergic about. So if it's stated, you definitely know now, it's written now, these are the allergens. When, I don't know if it's yogurt, I think it's yogurt. Yogurt is usually written. If there's an allergen, there's additives, there's preservatives. That's the most, like, I take a lot of yogurt most of the time. So I tend to look at and be like, okay, this one has this one has this. Some has additives, food colors,
Yes.
they have been stated. So that makes you easier. If you are like,
Yes.
if you don't do added sugar, maybe it's maybe it's an orange juice,
Okay.
and it's been added preservatives, additives, food color, and maybe added sugar, and other like added sugars, you understand?
Yes.
Like orange has its own natural sugar, but
glucose and-
but it's added.
Yes.
There is another added, but you don't feel like the added sugar is good. It's good for your
Yes.
health, especially those people who have maybe, let's say, diabetes, or maybe
Okay.
so they feel like, now we have to avoid this one that has added sugar and go for the natural one.
So in short, we are giving you a precaution against an allergy.
Like, you're made aware
Okay.
of, like, it's so easy when it comes to the management of health issues, and therefore this one is reduce the risk of accidental allergy exposures.
So you just took this commodity. It was a soft drink. You never knew because you are allergic to what? Probably to some proteins or something, and you took the drink, or you took the cake, and you start reacting. You don't know what's happening to your body. So if you go back to that product,
The label,
yes, and it's labeled, and you see there's proteins, then you know why your body is reacting.
yeah. So that if you know that whatever that reacted with you is that the protein inside that product, now it will be easier for you to treat.
Yes.
Or to go for medication, because you'll be like, I took this mistakenly. Like, for instance, maybe it didn't go through the ingredients, and that's why I developed this allergy. So treating it will be easier, and you make it easier for the doctor. And also for those who like keeping healthy, health awareness,
Yes.
if we do the labeling, the reason number one, you make these individuals aware, and you prioritize their well-being. Like, therefore, food labeling makes them understand the nutritional content in the products. For instance, those who comparing the amounts of calories, fats, sugar, sodium, and other nutrients. So they get to know, like, this one has low fat, this one is organic, this one is, has this percentage of this nutrient, the percentage of calories, fats. So someone is aware. If I consume this, maybe I'll add these calories,
So I'm
or
taking
I'll,
this and
yeah.
this and this.
So you compare. Maybe this one has is they usually measured in kg call. I don't know. KCAL, the KCAL.
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 Okay.
Yeah, that's how the calories. I don't know the calories are measured. So if I take this is the amount of I'll have added to my body. Now the amount of fats you check.
Okay.
And you'll be like, okay, this one has high fat content. Now maybe I don't need the high one, I need the one which is lower. So you tend to go for the product that has low. So imagine it couldn't be labeled.
So you're wondering why you're probably gaining weight?
You're trying to burn calories, they are not even burning you. It's like you're adding more.
Is a product you've been taking and it's so high of calories and you have not checked. Okay.
And the other one, I guess, when it comes to quality assurance and standards, whereby you feel like the certification programs such as the organic, you check if it's written this one is organic free, this one is GMO free. It gets people be like, oh, this is what I wanted.
Okay.
If it's GMO, like it contains, like it's genetic modified, it's stated so that you are aware. I'm purchasing this, so I'm aware of this. And mostly it gives the reason to do the quality assurance and standards, give the customers or the consumers the confidence of purchasing that product, because it has met the certain criteria such as sustainability, environmental friendly, animal, if it comes to animal feeds also, and also social responsibility.
So when I look at these products have been labeled and there is a certification, tunasema muhuri, it has been certified.
Yeah, like in Kenya we have KEBS.
Yes.
If you purchase something and you miss the KEBS mark,
You're going to check where
you are like, hey,
nowhere to be seen.
It's not here, why? It's not satisfied. So you'll be having some question marks, and I'm like, no, am I really having the right thing? Such questions. And
so as long as there are high chances that you would trust in fact you would trust a product if you have seen the Kenya Bureau of Standards, the stamp or something, it has been certified. So that is what you're calling quality assurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also food safety and traceability. If you do your labeling well, someone is safe and ensure in case something happened, you can trace the company.
Yes.
And be like, this one is what happened to me. So maybe some foodborne illnesses due to the food you've consumed. You can trace the company and reach them out and be like, no, your food is not safe. So therefore, the follow-up is made, it's tested, so that people get to know and be like, now this food people ate. Remember, there's a time meat. We used to have meat issues.
Yes.
The canned meat used to have a lot of issues. So they were like, now people to stop consuming canned meat. They were all taken down, and they were like, let's start and figure out where the problem is. And the issue of cooking oil, you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just recent. They were like, no, they banned several brands, but they went back, checked the quality, and now they're in the market, considered they're safe.
Okay.
Yeah, so to sum up on the reasons why we do food labeling and certifications, you just inform the consumers about the product they're purchasing and facilitate them with health and safe choices, and also they help them to validate the quality and the ethical standards.
Yes.
And empowering individuals to align their purchasing decisions with their values and preferences. Consumer preference is the number one.
Oh yes.
So
what do I want? Is it strawberry? Is it
no, if this strawberry juice, these strawberries, maybe one is from one is genetic modified and the other one is organic.
Yes.
So my preference is organic. So if you have stated or you're labeled like this one is organic, this one is genetic modified, definitely I'll know where my preference is.
And you know.
And I'll know what to purchase. But imagine if they couldn't be labeling, what could happen?
Yes.
Well, let's know.
So what do we look at in terms of what is labeled, or what are some of the details
That
Yes.
in most, like, okay, whenever you're purchasing something, you have to look. First thing is the name. What is the name of this product?
The name of the
The
product.
name, like, every product must have a name. Have you ever seen an unknown product?
No.
Like something that doesn't have a name?
There must be a name.
Yeah, there must be a name.
Yes.
So you have to know, like, first of all, it's the name. And second thing, the list of ingredients, depending on what you're buying. You have to check the ingredients because they're always there. Check if they're compatible with your health. Is there anything that if you take them, you'll have
You're just checking.
you'll have maybe a problem, a complication. You have to check. And also the percentage of in certain ingredients. You check the percentage.
Not just the ingredient, but also the
Percentage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You check the percentage. If it's what's an example you can give of food? Maybe the percentage of the ingredients. Maybe let's say it's what do you call it?
Because there are times you look at a product and you're like, the ingredients is something like phosphorus. What else? There's what you
Sodium.
added, yes,
Added sugar, fats, calories. You check
and they
the
have
percentage.
of it.
They're usually, even chocolate, drinking chocolate, it's usually written like sugar, this percentage, fat content, this percentage, the chocolate, the cocoa itself, this percentage. It's written, it's stated. Anything. I don't think if there's anything that misses that percentage. Even maize flour itself, it's written.
Yes.
The content, the ingredients, and the percentage.
So, because for me, I would expect if it's maize flour, I think it should be pure maize.
Maize 100%. No, they've written the health nutrition, the nutrition value. What do you gain after eating, or if you eat? If it's iron, there's this percentage of iron. Carbohydrates, you get this percentage. If it's fats, you get this percentage. That's what they've included in it. Yeah.
So the other times, there are some nutritional value that is added, and it's also listed there.
Yeah. And the other one, if it's food, the one that you definitely were talking about food, like their instruction of how to use, either how to use, how to cook, or any other instruction that is being stated. So definitely it's written. If it's you have bought maybe wheat flour and you're trying to make either pancakes, mandazis, chapatis, cake, it's written. And there's how to cook, how to prepare. If it's Indomie, it's written.
Yes,
Even in pictures, some of them have just been pictured in picture form. This is how you use it. This is boil water for 3 minutes, add it, add this, add that, cover, let it boil for this, and then serve.
Yes.
You even stated serve while hot, warm, while cold, depends. So there's that instructions that is always how to use or how to cook. Yeah.
Now that brings, I don't know.
Have you ever read them? How to cook something? What is something? Okay, let's just be honest. What is this thing you ever bought? You had no idea of how to cook it, but you just you are so naive you couldn't go through the instruction, but you cooked it and you were disappointed.
Okay, well, I'll start this with one that I was so cautious that I had to read of how to use. is when I was in high school. And you see, when you're in high school and you're going back to school, there's only that session where you have to cook chapatis or mandazis, you know, as you're bidding your parents goodbye. So I was cooking mandazi, and I had to put what do you call it, baking powder. So there was always a thought of, if you put too much baking powder, there will be an effect with your stomach, and your stomach will bulge. So I was very, very careful. Nisieke mingi tumbo ifure. So I think that was one thing that I've been very, very careful. I think it has been so wise and so nice for some of these companies to bring us already fortified wheat flour. That it's ready. You just bake, cook mandazis, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that saved me a lot. One I will ask is, when you were young, when you were in primary school, there was this small powder that we used to buy, and from it we used to make juice.
The juice cola.
Juice cola.
Let me tell you, I was getting there. Let me tell you what has ever happened.
Juice cola.
Hey, that
Because I remember there was a time our teachers really caned us to stop buying this thing. It's harmful. I don't know.
And it was 5 shillings.
5 shillings.
Now let me tell you how we used to do this. Now, my school in primary used to be so far away. Well, I was in class 6. Yeah, it was far away from home. Now in the village, you understand how it is. Going to lunch. Yeah, going to lunch, coming back, you know, and it's far. You get home, sometimes they have it cooked.
You don't feel like going back.
Now you have to go back to school because for the second, like lunch was from
the evening classes.
Between 1 and 2. So for the evening classes from 2 to 4.
It was around 12:40.
Yeah.
I remember was the
bell ringer. Timekeeper. Okay, now this is what happened. Now my grandma used to give me like 20 shillings. Now by then 20 shillings was
a lot
of money. You could eat, get satisfied, and still have your balance in the pocket.
So my friend, if you had 20 shillings,
you are rich.
Cola, and you have some money to buy some
wait. Let me get there. Now, there was this neighbor of mine who was like, even if I go home, there's no one at home, and there's nothing to cook. So there's no way I go home. So he used to during lunchtime, we could go to the field, lie there until sleep until the 1 hour is done. When the class, then go back to class and just drink water. Now that day I felt for him, and I was like, okay, he's my neighbor. I have 20 shillings. And I was like, I have 20 shillings. What do you think we can do? He gave an idea, a very brilliant one. Let's buy juice cola and ngumus. And by then, we used to have ngumus for 1 bob.
Yes.
You know.
I remember
so,
that. Yes.
5 bob, you can dilute 2 liters.
Yes.
And we were like, 2 liters, 5 bob. And we were like, 2 liters, it's not good. Let's take 10 bob. Akasema, now he said he has 5 bob. I told him, let's buy 2. I remember mango was the sweetest.
Yes, and there was even flavors.
Mango, orange, strawberry, pineapple. Now, that day, we bought 2 mangoes. That is 10 bob. We had 15 bob. And I was like, now, let's buy ngumu for 15 bob. That is 15 ngumus. See, each was 1 bob.
Yes,
15. Now, we came back to school. Now, we fetched water. 5 liters. We diluted.
No,
5 liters of juice.
Let me get you. 2 young girls.
No, it was a girl. I was the girl and he was a boy. And I was like, okay, most of my friends are male. Okay. So it started from childhood up to now. So we diluted. We diluted 2 with 5 liters of water.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Maina. We sat down, ate, became full. Now you are hungry at the same time. You have that urge of I want to drink, because at home you're prohibited from
Yeah,
taking them. And now this is the interesting part. That thing could stick on your lips,
on your tongue,
and
sometimes
it will be colored
on your teeth if you.
Yes. Now imagine you're trying to rush, finish, so that other kids when they come back they don't borrow you. You know that the issue of primary and all that.
Yeah,
now we were like, we have to finish this. We did. Now, I used to have issues with sugars. If I take too much sugar, like the sugar rush, it could react.
Okay.
Now I'm in class. I can't concentrate. You know, like there's that urge, you're not okay. And then I used to have tonsils. Now I've taken sugar. My tonsils have started.
Not just sugar,
sugar. And then my tonsils, they've started like reacting. Like my throat is sore, and my temperature, like I've started developing fever. And I'm like, now I'm just sleeping on my desk. Now the teacher came and was like, now when he touched me like this and was like, hey, high fever. The way it's sunny, like, you don't expect someone to be that hot. Mm-hmm. It was extreme. I had to be taken home.
So did you even say what happened?
What do you have to say? And it's colored all over.
Colored all over.
Like I was just orange. Like I was yellow. My grandma just looked at me like this. Now she took me to hospital, yes. But after that, let me tell you, I was canned after I was okay. What did we say about this thing? I'll never see. And she took me up to that shop where we went to buy it. Told the shopkeeper, never, don't you ever sell this thing to this kid. Now, who am I? It got better. Now I was like, okay, I think diluting was the worst part. Now I could give someone some money and be like, go and buy for me. Now see, they'll go and buy and drink for me. I was like, the best thing now is to lick. Like the powder. Just lick it. Like, that was the worst. I could lick and then go pluck, I just took small, like the very little percent, like small, while putting the other in the pocket, and then pick a piece of, a branch of tree, make a good toothbrush, and, brush my teeth while going home, so that by the time I'm getting home, I remember I even used to have a mirror, a piece of mirror, so that make sure I look at myself to make sure.
To make sure you avoid gaining?
Yeah, I avoided the discolor, yeah. So I did that. So it happened that there is this one of us. She took like 7 of them a day, like different flavors, just licking, no diluting, and you know how that is. Mm-hmm. That's too much sugar, additives, and all that. She got sick apparently, and she was taken to the hospital, and it was found out that the sugar, I don't know what affected her appendix. Mm-hmm. So she had to undergo surgery, and it got removed. From that day, the whole school was banned. Even that shop, it was banned from selling. Mm-hmm. Now, those are the old days, we never checked at the instruction of how to use. So we were just trying to figure out if we use this, use that,
Yes.
We were just trying trial and error. But for you, up to date, before I even open any sachet, I have to look how to use. Is there anything indicated?
Is there anything you need to add?
Is there anything you need to, any details? Yeah.
Yes. I
have to check before cooking or opening it. Be cautious. So, for me, I got sick. The other one had to undergo surgery, and that wasn't that good. You can imagine the picture. And, the shopkeeper now,
and that was
because it was booming business, because, per day, imagine a school of 1,000 plus students coming with 5 shillings. Not one, and not taking
Just
one
almost,
like
you can say,
almost
half
break
the
time.
population.
Break time, come dilute. After lunch, while going home during the evening, and some even buy more than one.
Yes.
Now you can imagine how that business
Different
is. Yeah.
flavors. I want orange, I want mango, I want...
Sometimes there's this crazy thing we ever did. We took all flavors and mixed just to see how it will be and how it will taste.
I
used to have a bad company in primary school.
I think you really need to be somewhere in a chemical industry.
I think I should be doing some chemical titration and all that. But anyway, this is where God blessed me.
But these are some of the things that we've known, part of especially the percentage of the ingredients.
Yeah.
And especially I think for those individuals who have allergies and the rest are so keen on this. But I think, and especially ladies, and especially those who have kids, I think most of the times they are very strict on what they are buying. Any instructions to use, they are very... I think for men, as long as it looks edible.
But the men who still have those allergies, it's just they tend to be like, they tend to assume because they are men, the masculine parts. But you have
It's
to.
important.
Yeah, it's important to check the instructions of how to use. And yeah, the other thing is the expiry dates. Very important. You have to check the expiry date of any commodity or used by or best before. You should have to check so that by that time it could be of use. If it is past that time, that one is expired and it's supposed to be disposed. It's not good for consumption.
Now, does this apply to even a farmer who is buying
seeds, fertilizer, like let's say all agricultural inputs?
Yes.
It really matters. Even in administering vaccines or drugs to animals, livestock, anything. Even the feeds, you have to check. And the other one is also you have to check about the storage instructions. How to store it. There are those which have been written store under cool place, store under dry place, cool and dry, are away from children. The others which are written like to be consumed, if opened, to be consumed within 3 days. Or if not, store under refrigerator, like in the fridge for these degrees. So you have to check on that so that you just don't open and be like, mostly in soft drinks. Drinks, that's when they have issues of, checking it. And we have other details apart from the storage instruction, the contact details. Like you have to check the contact details of the company or the manufacturer.
Is it from Malaysia? Is it from Kenya? Where
it doesn't matter. Like the contact details, whereby in case something happens, you can reach them out via their email, website. If there is their number, like their phone number, you can reach them. Yeah, those are some of the things you need to check.
Wow.
And also the country of origin. Yeah, like have you ever just came across something and it's written made in China, made in India, made in Kenya, made in Malaysia? It's very important. If you're planning to start a labeling company or anything to do with labeling,
or even you're producing
your own, make sure you indicate those details that we've mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's important, especially to check on those things and not even to try and ignore any of them. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more of this, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Welcome back. This is Farm Drive. My name is Gyosha Mbogwa.
And of course, Boss Queen KE. And remember, you turn to Farm Drive right here at Farmers Media, where we connect, learn, and grow. Make sure you're following our social media platforms at Farmers Media on Facebook, at X. Nowadays Twitter is not called Twitter, it's X. X at @farmers_, and our website www.afarmers.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Farmers Media, whereby all this exclusive content, in case you missed any of them, you can be able to go back and review. So make sure you subscribe, and anytime you're live, you get notified and you join the conversation wherever you are.
So today we are talking about food labeling and certification.
Yeah.
The mechanisms that have been put in place by the government and by institutions to ensure that the consumer is protected and is safe in using them.
Yeah.
So you've spoken about some of the things that you need to check when you're going to purchase any product, and especially anything that is food related.
Yeah.
And any other. I think even part of electronics, there are also guidelines on how you need to use them. But today we are dealing with the whole issue of food and anything that is food related. And I think one thing I've gotten is that I never thought of individuals who have allergies, and in terms of having any ingredient that that gives them the allergic reactions. And I think it has come out so strong that if you have an allergy in something, you're very keen on what you buy. I think that's why you get into the supermarket and you're looking at this lady who is scrutinizing this bread. You're like, what are you looking at? I mean, you're looking from a 3D side.
You've never met this person. You get to the supermarket, they're having that trolley pushing, but this person is just stuck to one thing, trying to read, and you as you picked, went back, and you're like, this person is still here. What are they looking for?
Okay.
You've ever asked yourself that? Yes. These are people who now consume the best products. Okay. These are the people who are keen and they never get any, the backfire thing after you buy something.
Yes.
Yeah. So, someone might be asking, what are these labels? What is their role?
Yes.
What are some of the key roles of these labels? Okay, you find something like a nice pack, but it has labels, and you feel like, if this pack didn't have all this label in, the labeling, the information, it could just be, you could just use it as an aesthetic in a way, put it, stick somewhere on the wall. Or maybe, there's that kind of thing you can use it to, for beauty, just to bring out that, because how beautiful it is. And you'll be like, I wish, or sometimes you cut. Because I remember myself, I used to trim, if that pack looks so beautiful, I'll trim the shape I want with that, the info, what I want. Then glue it, then stick it somewhere, and do away with the labeling, the labels. But these labels were put there to play a vital role.
Yes, I remember there was once I saw I don't know what I was purchasing. I think there were sweets. You see the packed ones, and there was the company postal address, the contacts, and the email. I just sat for a moment and thought, why did they put an email here? And what came in my mind is maybe this is a marketing strategy. So if I want to become the distributor, I can email them. I think when I was doing this, that's when I realized, okay, so this is an address.
Yeah.
If anything happens,
you have to contact them, give your complaints, or maybe a recommendation, and also you can rate them and be like, we like your products. They're so good, so make sure you don't change this, or what do you want them to improve? That's why they leave their contact. So number one, it's for quality assurance. If these labels has details about the product, the product quality, and the information, for instance, the product ingredients and maybe the raw materials that are used to manufacture it, the manufacturing process itself.
Yes.
Also, you've ever seen someone like giving you the manufacturing process and be like and also the certification.
Yes.
And be like, okay, if you these are the raw materials, this is how it was processed to the final product.
Yes.
Might be curious and be like, okay, wow.
So they have whatever made the raw materials, whatever made the product, the process,
Yeah.
and anything that was added within the process.
Yeah. So it enables the consumers to, be informed. And, once you understand, you understand the quality standards of this product, then you're sure of what you're purchasing.
Even confident.
Yeah, you are confident enough to be like,
the brand and the product itself.
yeah, and you feel like, yay. Now I'm sure about what I'm purchasing. And then, as you said before, the safety guidelines, these labels means a lot.
Yes.
It informs the consumer. And in case there's any other safety hazards that the consumer need to look into, you are told.
Or there are times you're told that this product should not come into contact with probably water or something. They're also giving you guidelines on how to use it so that it doesn't become harmful to you.
And also, as we said about the allergies, the nutritional content, and other about the storage instructions. So it's safe. What are some of the safety guidelines? So you are being enlightened on this. And also it gives warnings. Maybe you see, maybe some of them can cause maybe consumers, if you don't use it safely, it can cause some harm, maybe harmful effects. So you are assured how to use it, so that you're sure of this, I'm going to use it, so I should avoid doing this. And there are some which are written, this product should be consumed by people above this age, or not for consumption for people below this age. So those are some of the safety guidelines that are being produced, and these are the reasons why we do labeling. And the other one, as I mentioned earlier about transparency, also it's the key, because these labels indicate whether the product is organic, is it sustainable, is it cruelty free, is that cruelty free, whereby you are sure of you're not being lied to. This is it, and then you feel like this is what you want, and therefore it allows the customers conscious to make ethical choices and be like, now this is what I want, I'll pick this one, not that one.
Choose this brand over this one because of this and this way.
Yeah. And also due to the compliance with the regulations, there are these regulations that are made with the certification companies, whereby if you don't meet a certain requirement, you're not allowed to be in the market. So you are sure, this one, if once you see it certified, it's stamped, and it's in the market, now it gives you them confidence to buy it. Therefore, consumer protection, feel like I'm protected, and this one is, it's good for my health, and I can consume it.
Also the factor of environment, and there are times you find these packages or whatever has been used to pack the product. It's either the whole issue of recycle, reuse, and what else?
It's
you can
recycle, you can reuse, you can renew, or it can be turned into a different product.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe some of the containers, the packaging, they are such, so you can what to do after you use the product. And if we move on, we can go to
and funny fact is that the whole issue of certifying and labeling, it's a legal requirement.
It is.
Yes.
No escape. You can't you can't nikituwezi avoid. You can't avoid.
It's enshrined in the rules of the land, and anyone who is engaging in the market and is adding value to their produce must ensure they do this. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in a nutshell,
Mhm.
we can say this, that it is important when one is going for, to purchase whatever you're going to use at home, you don't become ignorant, okay? Because it's, as you said, it's a safety requirement you are applying for yourself.
Yep.
And the information is there. You can look at the product, and when you look at the product, you can decide on what you want to use because the information is there.
Yeah.
So there is no room for anyone to walk in ignorance and assume some of these things, and then afterwards you realize that whatever you took was expired. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for medicine and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very important for us to check. And there's a question I will ask: what happens to this producer who produces this product in a pack, but this individual or this retailer can sell them on a retail price? It simply means that a good example is sweets.
Mm-hmm.
So sweets are packaged in a pack of probably 10, 50, but when the retailer comes, can sell the sweets one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that one that doesn't have that information.
Okay, if you unwrap that sweet, you'll always get an information.
It has some information on it.
Most of them they have, even if it's not that like too much, but at least it has something that you're sure you can. Okay, sweets are relatable.
Yes.
If like they use a common. There's a common ingredient in making or manufacturing sweets. So if you are maybe, let's say, allergic or you have a reaction with sugar and too much sugar, definitely you avoid sweets.
Yes.
Or you have a complication about it. Personally, I know I have issues with sweets. So I can't even...
You don't take sweets?
No.
Oh.
I don't. Like, I can't. Because if I take sweets today, tomorrow I won't be able to be here. Like, I won't speak. I'll just be, hey guys, how are you doing? Hope you're good. Like, I'll rather use sign language to speak. But I won't have that voice because of the tonsillitis. Yeah, that's how much they affect me.
Okay. We want to look at there are also some terms that are used in and as you're saying, some terms that are used in the whole issue of labeling. And there's the whole issue of calories, you see? And most of the times you look at some of these terms and you're even like, what is that? What is that? So there are terms that are used in the whole issue of
in
labeling.
Food.
Yes.
Yeah, in food labeling.
Especially.
And food, okay. Food labeling is our key agenda here today. So the calories usually is the number listed on the food, like if the test they took on that, the quantity of that food, and they had to identify these are the number of calories, like the measure of energy in that food.
Yes.
So you were sure like the amount of energy in that particular food or beverage, that like when you consume it, that's what gets into the body. So that is the calories. So you're being told, if you maybe you lack energy.
Yes.
Is that the right word to use?
At times when someone is a little bit weak, yes.
And you need some energy boosting thing instantly.
Yes.
So maybe if it's a beverage, you go for energy drink and all that. So you see the percentage. You just look at the percentage. Well, then not like when you get to the supermarket, be like you're weak. You feel like you are trying to get something that is energy boosting and all that. So you just look at the percentage of the calories. If it's high, then it's suitable for you.
I remember when we were in school doing our CPA, sometimes the units will be so hard, and at times we always say the sugar level is down. So we'll be looking for something that will boost. We used to call it sugar level very fast. I think that's it. Then there is the issue of
carbohydrates.
Yes.
So mostly carbohydrates is found in like sugar, starch, pasta, bread, fruits, vegetables. Like, it's found in even dairy products. And the main use, it's like an energy source. Also, carbohydrates, the carbs, you're used to the carbs, it's the energy. And carbohydrates, each gram has 4 calories.
So, whatever we have said about instant energy, whatever is giving you instant energy, okay?
Yeah, and we also have cholesterol. So, if you want something that is energy giving also, and it's boosting, because in carbohydrates, 4 calories is equals to 1 gram.
Okay.
Now you see, so you just have to check which one has. So if you want so much energy, you check the percentage of carbohydrates and the number of calories that is available within that. So when you go to cholesterol, these are building hormones and in the cell membranes.
Okay.
And your body make most of the cholesterol it needs.
Okay.
And it's listed under the fat information and the nutrition level. Mostly cholesterol is found in cooking oils mostly, and other fat giving, the one that has contained fats. Maybe in let's say, maize has fats, right? Maize can be used, corn can be used to manufacture oil.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's included the amount of cholesterol. Even cooking oil, when you go to the supermarket, you see the one which is written cholesterol free, others 0.00 cholesterol.
Sometimes I thought cholesterol was fat.
Okay, you thought it is.
It was written under fats.
And it is some point because your body produces it, so you don't need an extra.
Okay.
Those who have low cholesterol levels are the ones maybe we're supposed to consume. I'm not good into nutrition, but you need maybe a nutritionist who can explain further about
we're
that.
Just touching some of the things that
like
it's what we call enriched foods. There's some adverts you hear it is this product is
enriched vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. Like, these are the the nutrients that is available to replace the lost, like during the food processing.
Okay.
If you maybe vitamins B, for example, is lost when wheat is processed from the brown to white.
Okay.
So if you want to add it back, definitely you'll have to look for something that has a supplement that has vitamin B. You compensate it. Yeah, and we have when it comes to fortified, these are foods that have nutrients that are added to them that weren't there originally.
So we are adding something that has not been there from the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't there. So you are adding it. For example, milk. Like, you find milk that is fortified with vitamin D. These are nutrients that helps you to absorb the calcium in milk. So vitamin D helps you. So it's added to the milk so that it helps you to absorb the calcium found in milk.
Okay, to complement
your body.
The whole process of you taking the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also what else? I think those are some of the common that are found.
The whole issue of sodium, sugar, saturated fat, modified food starch. I mean, there are a lot. I think when you become keen on this, there are many others that you're going to find as we continue on.
Yeah, and in case you have any question, we can drop it there and be like, we can bring on board a nutritionist because we are also dealing with your health. Definitely we need one, and because we are not only producers but we also help you consumers to understand whatever you're consuming and know the nutrition level, at least to boost, know where to correct and where to boost.
Now, this is a question I will really ask. Would there be a time when one will lie on what or the ingredients that have been used, or lie on the manufacturer and on the whole issue of labeling? One will lie. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes
One
it
can-
happens.
Or if not lie, give something misleading.
Okay, if
Withhold some information, or yes, withhold some information.
okay, we all let me take that maybe as a mistake, or if you're doing that willingly, then you're not doing it. You're not being fair. So you find out that you've been having this product in the market. You've been giving maybe the correct information
Nice.
or the ingredients, but this product nobody purchases it, like because of the ingredients that are there, the percentage and everything. You've just been honest and displayed all the information, but the product is not being sold out, people are not buying it. Now you decide to rebrand it again,
Yes.
repackage it, and lie about, now you know what people want, now that's what you're putting there, but in real sense that's not what is available. You remember yesterday what I was talking about the doctor, the one who fakes to be a surgeon,
Lied on the-
and be like, I did a surgery
First,
to
I've done many surgeries. I've done many surgeries.
you can imagine. And he did a surgery to a dog and it later died because of infection, So it happens.
Or sometimes.
You want market. No, there's no way you've just started a
I'm after
company.
profits.
You're after profit.
Yes.
But you've started a company and it's not moving because
Or you
of
had
what, and you've had.
these consumers want vitamin C.
Yeah, and your competitors, definitely, I told you, nothing lacks competition.
Yes.
If you go to the supermarket to buy anything, you have brands producing the same thing.
Yes.
But different names. Now you just look at this is the most purchased brand. This is the most brand that people buy a lot of things from. What do they have? What do you think? Why do people love them? Now go and check. You check out their labels and you be like, oh, now this is what they're doing, and you decide to go and do the same.
Yes.
So the process is called greenwashing.
Yes.
That's the name. You do the greenwashing,
Yes.
and you feel like, so that your products to get the market to be going out, but you haven't given the details that are needed. So it happens.
Yes.
We have those who have been doing that, but once you're caught, take action legally, and you'll be sued.
Now, for us to understand the whole issue of greenwashing, is most of the times companies or some of these brands, they really want us to see that they are environmental friendly. So they will come with perceptions and deals that makes them look they are taking care of the environment, and that most of the times it's wrong, or even give us misleading information on some of the ingredients that are there. Okay?
Yeah, for instance, you've ever found like a polythene bag or a polythene paper, just having maybe it's green in color, or maybe it has pictures of green plants and being like, this one is eco-friendly. Polythene bags don't, they're not, in our country they're banned.
Yes.
They're not supposed to be used. And they're very well, they're not eco-friendly.
Yes.
Very well. But because they have drawn, something like trees and be like, this one, it's here to conserve the environment, So these labels, they just self-declared things. It's not like it's the reality of what it is. So those are some of the things that are there. And also, when it comes to branding, pay attention to the wording. People have, say, whoever have met a lip servicer, someone who likes just lip service, someone who can talk to you and make you feel like, I know, like you're right, you're okay. So some of these brands say that 50% of their their packaging, they are recycled.
Okay.
The 50% are recycled plastics.
Yes.
That are used to make it, and
So,
then
we
it's
produce-
50% virgin plastic.
Yes.
So it's not that it is like 100%, how from the origin, material, and all that. So this greenwashing, thing of words that are eco-friendly, green, all natural, earth-friendly. Those are some of the things that are non-toxic. Others are just plant-based, plant-derived. Others say are pure. Others say raw. Others say organic without certification. So without, when there's no explanation or details, these words means nothing.
Yes.
If they haven't explained to you and be like given you information, when I say this is what I mean, it means nothing. So what you have to do is, do you have a lot of information on their of what they claim? The more unspecified it is, the more likely it is greenwashing. So
yes.
So some, those are lies.
Well,
Okay.
It depends how
We
you-
understand, like, okay, if you know what they mean and they've explained. If we mean it's all natural, if we mean it's earth friendly, and there's an explanation as to why it's earth friendly, then it's good. But if no, it's just written eco friendly, earth friendly, it's raw.
It's simply because most of these producers have realized that most consumers want organic, want something that is from the environment, drawn from the environment itself. From what we can see, not chemically produced. And I think part of this falls to butter. You see, butter used in bread, the toothpaste, the oils. I don't know what to call them that ladies apply. Most of the times, lotions. They are they're natural. In fact, you're told they are natural. And they come from, there is this plant, they claim, I don't know the name of the plant, I can't remember the name of the plant. Most of the times they say this comes from the environment. Or
aloe vera.
Yes.
Aloe vera, yeah. Okay, most of the time I've come across...
even adverts.
I've come across lotions that they said has aloe vera, shea butter, cocoa butter, raw. They mean like it's raw.
Yes.
But in real sense...
So that is
okay, I don't know. The only one which you can convince me maybe it's when I make them myself. Go for raw shea butter, crack it, make sure you just do the processes by yourself.
Yes.
That one at least is at least I'm convinced because I just made it myself.
Or milk. So this is direct from Kinangop farmers.
But it's pasteurized.
Yes. What else? Maybe meat or any product that is made from pork. Anything that is made. What else? Or cakes or some of these sugary stuff. They tend to say it's original. But
it's not that we are misleading you in any way, but we're trying to just pass some information of how these things are done. We're not experts. But it's your choice, it's your choice. So, should we get to what are some of these benefits of the certified products? Well, first of all, some of them are repetitive as compared to the other, what you've mentioned before. The quality assurance,
yes.
That one you've mentioned. The consumer protection, whereby we give, like the companies give you warranties. And they are like, by choosing a certified product, you ensure that if this product you've purchased takes this time, the warranty, once you're given a warranty, like 2 years of warranty. So in case something happens, you can return to the company or call them so that they come through and, check.
Yes.
So that one, you assure that you're protected. The other one about health and safety. Many certification companies focuses on health and safety aspects. So especially the food related ones, you have to be, the food, cosmetics and electronics, they focus on the safety because if it's not safe, you know how it can happen. If it's an electronic and it's not safe, once you get electrocuted, it's between two things. Either you know what can happen,
Yes.
the shock itself, and you might even die if you're not in
It's just
good
distract
environment.
the
Yeah.
image.
So these companies, the certifications ensure that the product does not pose any unnecessary risks to the health, and therefore it promotes the overall well-being. And when it comes to environmental sustainability, you know, we focus, some of the companies or these certification companies focus on environment factors such as energy efficiency, waste reduction, and that is the key, especially the waste reduction, and the sustainability of sourcing material, how sustainable it is, you know. And you know, by being, if they certify it by being environmental friendly, therefore it can contribute to more consumers, and therefore it contributes to a greener future. And therefore they support these companies and prioritize sustainable practices. And social, when it comes to social responsibilities, so you know, these certain certifications makes, like, you know, fair trade,
Yes.
whereby labor certification ensure that product are produced under fair conditions and without exploitation or harmful labor practices. You know, by supporting some of these certified products, consumers can make a positive impact on their communities and promote ethical business practices.
So that simply means there is a possibility of you finding an uncertified product that probably is racing against a certified product.
You know,
Why you as a consumer, you must look for certified products, buy certified products, and support companies that produce certified products.
yeah,
Yes.
because you are sure of your safety and health wise. And in terms of compliance with the regulations, these products which are certified, they often comply to the local, international, or national regulations. This is to ensure they meet specific legal requirements, whereby, you know, certain, like a particular industry, maybe like pharmaceuticals, maybe automotive, constructions, some of them where there's that safety and the regulatory standard is met. So you are sure of all, like they meet all the regulations. So before they become certified,
They have
not
met
satisfied,
all
they have met
the
all the
laws.
regulations, like that are supposed to be met. So you're sure it's safe.
So if
And-
it's an import, you're so sure.
Yeah, it's safe because before it gets to like to any other country, you're sure because it's safe for you and it will be safe for the other person. Lastly, about the brand reputation, you know, companies choose to certify their products, demonstrate their commitment towards quality, safety, and sustainability. You know, so choosing
Empower their brand.
to empower their brand. So if you choose a certified product from a reputable brands, this one helps you build trust and gives consumer the confidence that they're purchasing from companies with a strong track of record. Therefore, you know which is your brand. Like, which brand do you like? I have
So
mine.
there are high chances that consumers buy products depending on a brand that has been created before.
A brand that has good reputation.
Yes.
That is. So, you know, what do you like purchasing most?
In terms of food items,
Yeah, food.
soft drinks.
Soft drink. Which company?
Yes, one.
Yeah, one and only. The other one. Why that, not any other?
Because I think I found it. I think.
No,
It's
not
a leading.
thinking.
It's a leading.
No, not leave alone leading. No, what if someone today comes and be like, okay, you're purchasing the same product from that company and I come with the same product from a different company. What makes you think, which one will you buy? The one you trust.
I remember there was an instance that happened back when I was in primary, where there was a competing brand which was actually produced from here. It was Pepsi. I don't know if you remember.
Pepsi, Miranda.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see you. You're really our age mates from back then.
I'm an ancestor.
So what happened?
Mm-hmm.
There was a whole notion of let's support this new brand
Mm-hmm.
because it's our brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's produced here, but still there was that the market was not easy for them because we were used to one brand.
That is Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So,
I think over time,
because of the reputation of the company, the trust, and how they're doing, like handling their products.
Yes.
So that's why you'll be like, okay, now, if today someone brings you Pepsi, Miranda, and Coca-Cola, definitely you'll go for Coca-Cola.
yes,
Because you're used to that. Not because these are the same flavors, not because they are bad, but because you're used to a certain brand.
it's already a brand by itself in your heart.
Yeah, and you're
Right.
used to. But nowadays, where the economy is, we don't look at brands. As long as the price is
It's
cheap,
serving my interest and
the same thing. We good. We
good
good.
to go.
Mhm.
Well, I just wanted to touch on the whole issue of greenwashing,
Mhm.
and we said at sometimes we need to look at some of these things. How do we even know that there is greenwashing? You say that we are looking for sustainability,
Mhm.
we are looking for eco-friendly. So most of the brands will come and hide under the whole umbrella of eco-friendly.
Mhm.
So sometimes they will hide some negative information, they will emphasize on the positives.
Yeah.
So we need the whole information on the product, every information we need. And that is what we said, you need to provide. Sometimes when you're rating, we used to say NB, not
Yeah.
better.
Mhm.
That if you use this product in this way, you will have these conditions.
Mhm.
So we need to have it. Sometimes there is the whole issue of selective disclosure.
Mhm.
Okay, especially for lotions and for that, there are stuff you're told if you eat, you grow the height, you increase in height, or you reduce. So we need all the information that is there. Sometimes they use jargons, natural,
Mhm.
the whole of what you're saying, aloe vera. Those ones have become jargons to be used in any lotion.
Mhm.
So we need to be sure that actually aloe vera is a product.
Yeah.
Yes. So it has become a jargon most of the times. Sometimes there is lack of transparency and there is the issue of vague or empty claims. Sometimes they are not transparent. So these are some of the things that will help us to understand the whole issue of greenwashing.
Yeah.
So you don't come and tell us that this milk is from the farmers in Kinago. Yet there are many other things that have been added and have not been disclosed on the labeling, the labeling part.
Mhm.
So we need all the information. If it's cooking oil, let's know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the raw materials to the process to the end product, what has been added to replace what has been added because it was not there. We need the whole information on this. And I think by that way we'll be raising a healthy generation.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
I prefer that. Like, let's just be transparent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There are many rights that as a consumer you have. There is a right to information, to safety, right to choose,
Mhm.
right not to have discrimination on any information you want.
Mhm.
There is also a right to privacy.
Yeah. Mhm.
And all these ones must be found in that product that one is buying. Okay.
Yeah, for instance, if we like to explain, like to expound on like some of these consumer rights, like for instance, right to information, this means that you have to receive the right, accurate information. That's what you need.
Accurate information.
Right, accurate information
Yes.
about and the information should be true
Yes.
about the product, the company, and anything you are purchasing. So it has to be included. So you have a right to ask for it.
Yes.
So if you, for instance, you purchase something and you're not sure about the information and you are like, somehow you're doubting,
Yes.
you have a right to ask.
And you have a right to be answered.
And you have a right to be answered. And right to safety, consumers, you have the right to expect that the products are safe and their intended use.
Yes.
Definitely. Like, the labels should provide clear content, and instructions
Yes.
on the proper usage and the precautions. Of course, that is number one key. So you have the right to safety. In case something happens, the product company is
Yes.
answerable.
And that one happens with detergents.
Mostly,
Yes.
yeah, mostly, yeah. For instance, there's one I have ever used. It really peeled my skin.
And did they have such?
Okay, I didn't know where to report. I didn't know what to do, so I just assumed until my hands healed. But right now, I'm aware that if something happens, if now we are digitized, take a picture, go to their website, tag them, and be like, I used your product, and this is the reaction.
Yes.
What is it that is in here that has a certain reaction towards people? And you have to state, yeah, so that some people get to know that if you use this
Even
and you
other
are
users.
vulnerable to this,
Yes.
then you should avoid using this. Just
And I-
don't do it because of the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Consider other people.
It's also important that we don't do it just to for our own safety, for our own rights. We're
Yeah.
also doing it so that the individual on the other end who is producing these products can have feedback and know how to upgrade and work on the product.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other one, right to choose. You have right to choose what you want. You can choose this product over the other one because of how is it labeled. Does it have clear information? You know, like, is this like the contents available in this product? Are they, favoring you or are they against you? So you have to check, and you have a right to choose. You just don't have to buy because nobody is forcing you. So you have to choose whether you want it, whether you don't want. It's upon you. So you have a choice, and also the right to non-discrimination, like the labels should not discriminate against you or any consumers. Information should be accessible and understandable to all,
Everyone. Yes.
regardless of the language, ability, or background. That's why you find you're buying something, it's written in English, some Swahili, others Indian, others Korean, Chinese. It's being translated, so there's no discrimination that if you're in India, you can't purchase it because you don't understand. If you're a Chinese, you can't purchase because you don't understand. So those are some of the things that have been written, and you should be able to access them.
Oh wow! I think part of the rights of what an individual should do. And
Also, we had forgotten about the right to privacy. Therefore, consumer, like, the privacy is by not disclosing the personal information beyond what is necessary for the product safety and the regulatory compliance. For instance, if you have health issues, you just be like, I have allergy towards this. Don't go deep into detail to personal information and be like trying to explain. No, that's enough. Unless it's a critical medical condition whereby you've used it and it has backfired in a way, and when you're checking for correctional purpose, that's when you get to give information. But to the company, you have right to privacy unless you want to tell them.
yes.
Yeah, but not them forcing you to do it.
Wow! I think today has been an awesome day. I think I have had many insights on any time I go to purchase any of this, and know that I have the rights over any of this information, and I have a right to safety.
Yeah.
That any product should guarantee my safety.
Safety comes first, and health-wise also.
Any final words? I don't know if you have learned, but I think it's okay.
I was prepared for this. I couldn't wait to do this because I like talking anything that includes safety, health. I always consider educating, giving that knowledge. Let someone learn something. And let them use it to empower other people. So it's a learning process. So if you're sure, today I'm sure those who never maybe check those details and labeling, never considered checking those details, today you have, and you've known the purpose of checking the details and getting informed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout. Always look for any certifying agency in any of the product you're buying. It is very, very, very important. I think back at home we used to check the NCPB, logo, anything, especially when we were buying or when we were going for fertilizer. So it's very important to know which is a certifying body in any of the product that you are buying. So
Yeah.
it works well with you. Funny fact, there is what is called the Natasha's Law. These happened in the UK where a young girl died after consuming some product that had some ingredients that gave her allergies. And this is where the whole issue of even clearing it very well. That if you have a certain allergy on this, please don't take this product.
Yeah.
Because it is harmful to you. Okay? So these are some of the emerging trends, especially on the issue of eco-friendly and consumer safety and sustainability.
Yeah.
I think we close it there. We can get there for today.
Yeah, today, and remember on next Tuesday we have a part 2 of this because we haven't exhausted everything because of time. But next Tuesday, make sure you catch us right here from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and get to learn more about these, the safety of food, certification, labeling, and those which one you've left out. You will surely get them into full details.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at more of those, some of the certifying agencies, some of the changes in consumer trends, as even for producers to take on keynote. And I think it will be a nice time. So we are down with Monday, we are down with Tuesday, and we're waiting for Wednesday in the middle of the week.
WCW. Yeah, tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. My name is Boss Queen. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us for Farm Drive. It is always a pleasure to have you joining us. And I hope we are learning and we are keeping the conversation about the African farmer on the airwaves and making sure it gets to the right people and empowering you. This is a Farmers Media where we connect, learn, and grow. My name is Goshen Mbogwa. Thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Bye.